What's up guys, it's Paul here from the 95 Investors Club channel. In this video I want to talk to you about a very interesting indicator that I was told about by one of our Discord members, Ghost Phantom or Karthik. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. This has been very helpful. So this indicator is something on TradingView that any free member can use. It gives you buy and sell signals depending on what time period you choose, whether you're a day trader or a swing trader over a couple of weeks or a couple of days, whatever it is you do. It's been fairly reliable, but in this video I wanted to show you how it works. And essentially, I've been doing a little bit of testing with it. I didn't post any of the alerts to the Discord members, so if you're wondering why, it's because I've been testing it. So I made a couple $100 on a few trades, and then I lost 100 or 200 on a few. So I've just been trading it back and forth just to see how reliable it is. But I wanted to show you guys how it's worked out so far, and if it's something I recommend that you guys try out. Okay. So first of all, for Fastly, that's the stock I'm watching here, I put on this supertrend indicator. So the way you get that is go to indicators and strategies on top here on tradingview.com. Just search for supertrend. And it's pretty much the first indicator that comes up in the public library, okay? It's by this guy, Kivanch, however you pronounce this whole thing. But it's the very first indicator. You just click on that, and then you'll start getting these buy-sell signals, okay? Now, depending on what time period that you choose, it'll show you the frequency of each candle, frequency of the buy and sell signals. Right now, I have it set to 1 minute. I could set it to 5 minutes. So you'll only get alerts every 5 minutes or so. If you're following the time period below, you'll see that each candle is over a 5-minute period. I could choose this to maybe an hour, so that way now each candle is an hour apart. So that way, if you're not really looking at charts all day, this is a good time. This is a good indicator where it could tell you, hey, here's a buy alert at 9 a.m. and maybe 3 hours later at 12 o'clock you have a sell alert, and you can sell out then. If you don't even have time for a single day, you can just choose like a daily candle where you'll get one alert on 19th August, and way later on 9th September you got a sell signal. So just depending on what frequency you want to use, whatever you're comfortable with, you can choose the time indicator. Okay, so but just in this example, just to see how it would work out, I tried a few trades with the 1 minute indicator, and here's how that worked out. Okay, so to start off with Fastly on December 17th. If you look at the bottom of this line that you see here, you'll see the time that displayed at the bottom. So on December 17th at 14:04 or 2:04 p.m., I got this buy signal, so I ended up buying this $100 call, expiring pretty much the next day just to try it out because it was so cheap. I just got one call for $227, and then a few minutes later I finally got the sell signal, which was about just 5 or 6 minutes away, and I sold it for $326. So that was a really quick $100 profit in just 6 minutes. And I thought, okay, this looks pretty good. How about I try it some more? And later on, it started dropping a little. Then I got another buy indicator on 215. So I got this 102 call here. I got 3 of them for 220. It started going back up, but I've noticed that the sell signal was a little too late. So I pretty much just broke even on that. So I sold it back with 660. So yeah, broke even, like I said. And then right after that, we had another buy signal here within just a few minutes. And then I got in at $245 per call again for the same $102 call. It started going up a little bit, but again, this sell signal was a little too late, and especially because this call expired right the next day, it was decaying very quickly, and so I was able to sell it only for $750, which is just a $15 profit, and that was just a couple of trades that I wanted to try out for December 17th. Okay, so just 3 trades. It was a $114 profit, nothing too crazy, not too bad either. But the next day on December 18th, the very first trade that you see here is on December 18th at 10:14 a.m. So if I move to December 18th here, I'll zoom in a little. Yeah, December 18th, 10:14. This was the first buy signal that I bought into. I got 4 of these 110 calls expiring on December 24th for $235. And the first sell signal was a couple minutes later around 10:20, so about 15 minutes, and I was able to sell it for $15.20. So this was a really quick, almost $600 profit, which was really, really awesome. Okay, so that was pretty good again, but it started coming back down. I got at this buy signal again at 10:23. I picked up a higher strike call because the value shot up a little bit. I wanted to buy something cheaper, so I got 3 of these 115 calls for $8.10. And then instead of selling out here, I was starting to get a little greedy, so I waited till the next buy signal. I decided to buy 2 more to see if I can make a larger profit, and then finally it was pretty much volatile, and so I was like, as soon as this sell signal came in, I sold out for 1065, and if you actually do the math here, this was actually about a $200 loss. Now overall, for December 18th, it was still a net $400 profit, so it was nothing to sneeze at, so I'm not too disappointed by it. But at least it's I've noticed that, more often than not, this has been a fairly reliable indicator for good buy, good entries and exits. Okay, so if at all, if there are any qualms that I would have with the indicator, it would be the fact that the sell signal has been a little late more often than not. But if you're trying to buy and sell shares instead of options, I think you might be okay, because the reason I have issues with the sell signal is because the option starts decaying really fast, and I'd rather sell out right here than wait for the second candle, by which the option probably decayed a lot more than if I sold right here. Okay, so in my opinion, what has kind of worked for me is to rely more on the buy signal rather than the sell signal. Get in quickly, and as soon as I see a red candle, even if there's a potential for it to go up, I just start selling out, and it could be a quick $50, $100, $500 profit, depending on how many calls you bought or how long these green candles are. Okay, so it's been fairly reliable even on the minute chart. If I bring it down to say 5 minutes, if you don't want to look every single minute, then you'll see that they're more stretched out. So 1 minute might be a little stressful. A lot of you probably don't have the time to do that. So hourly charts have been pretty good. If you actually go down to dailies, and if I just switch it, zoom out of it, this is even more reliable. This is perfect for people who don't even like looking at charts. So let's say you got this buy signal way at $62 on 3rd November. And you didn't get a sell signal until 2nd December, that is a huge move. So let's say you got January calls when Fastly was at $61, and you didn't even look at it way until December 1st, December 1st when you got the first sell signal. That is a huge run up that you could have got, and it's almost like timing the bottom in so many ways. So this has been fairly interesting to watch, and something that I think I'm going to start using a lot more frequently, especially if you're a swing trader and you don't want to day trade like me. This is perfect. You can just set it to daily candles instead of a minutes or a few hours, and it's been fairly reliable. Okay, now having said that, I just want to share some of the stocks that I'm watching for you guys. First of all, we got news from Apple that they're planning to come out with the Apple iCar, and they're partnering with other LiDAR sensor companies like Velodyne LiDAR. So when that news came out, Apple started shooting up. They're up 1.2% for the day, and even almost another 2% after hours. So I'll definitely be watching to see if there's any continuation. VLDR is the LiDAR company that they're partnering with. When the news came out, that shot up like crazy. They were up 23% for the day and another 8% after hours. I should have picked up some calls as soon as the news came out, but I missed out on it. If you actually look at TradingView for VLDR here, and if I move it down to, let's say, a 5-minute chart, they gave in a buy signal right around here. So this was before the news even came out. This was at 2:10 p.m. So you could have potentially gotten a buy here. There was no other sell, and you could have caught this run up because there was no sell signal at all. And this sell signal is after hours, so you couldn't have sold your call anyway, so it's pointless. But so that way, this particular signal has been pretty reliable, because if I was watching this stock, I would have potentially bought a call at right around here, around 2:10, and would have held it till I got a sell signal, and we would have caught this. Okay, so even if you move it down to the 1-minute chart here, the news came out around here. We could have gotten this buy signal, sold out here, got it here again, sold out, and now this is after hours, so this doesn't matter. The thing is, you could potentially, whenever you see news-based events as well, you will see a huge run-up. But if you have an indicator like this that can give you a buy signal, that can actually be fairly reliable. Now, in case you don't want to stare at charts, you can also set up alerts, by the way. So if you have this buy signal here, you can right-click on it on the buy signal on a computer. You can say Add Alert on Supertrend, and you can choose how many times you want the alert to come in. You can either choose the buy signal, you can choose the sell signal, you can create multiple alerts. You can choose an expiration date. You can choose whether you want it to notify you on the app. If you have the app, you want to show it as a pop-up or an email, however it is you want to buy. And as soon as there's a buy signal, you'll get a notification that says super trend buy. So it's actually pretty convenient. So you can set that up as well. So having said that, we'll watch continuation for Veleda and LiDAR. Luminar Technologies, I posted an alert about buying the stock. I have 60 shares right now. They shot up like crazy today, 27%. They're down a little after hours, but I think they still have room to go considering their all-time highs was over $40. MGNI has been doing really well. I've been talking about Magnite recently. They're a counterpart to the trade desk in programmatic advertising. I think they have a lot of potential. I have 500 shares that I've been holding for a long time, and they shot up another 12% today. Yesterday they were up about 18 or 20%. They're still going up after hours, so watch for a potential continuation here. Watch for bank stocks. There was news that banks, as long as they show that their dividends or buybacks are lesser than their earnings for the last 4 quarters, the Fed is allowing them to start paying dividends again and start a buyback program. And so JP Morgan came out with a buyback program to buy about $30 billion worth of shares in 2021. And based on that news, the stock shot up like crazy. They're down a little after hours, but watch for a potential continuation in banks. Okay, so you have JP Morgan, you have Bank of America, Wells Fargo. So all 3 of them could potentially run up. So definitely watch out for it. If you are thinking of calls, give it several months. I would say April or even July, because banks typically don't make such big moves in a single day. Okay. And finally, we have Tesla. I want to warn you guys about getting options on Tesla because, they dropped 6% today. But if you actually go to the option chain and look at the options here, even the puts surprisingly dropped 50%, even though the stock dropped 6%. Okay, so the options are really weird right now. Even in the money options dropped 30 to 40%, which is really weird because you would think if it's in the money, it should go up. So it's been really weird how Tesla options have been trading ever since their S&P inclusion today. So definitely watch out for Tesla. If you're trying to trade it, just wait for for further pullback, see where they settle down, and eventually you can get in. You can buy some shares or maybe call spreads. So if at all, just get spreads, not calls or puts, because the options are really, really weird right now. Okay. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys here today. Mainly to tell you about this super trend indicator as well as some of the stocks that I'm watching. If you found that helpful, please do smash that like button, leave a comment below if you have any questions. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell, okay? Thanks again for watching, and until next time.